back on the must-have classics, where we restore history one classic at a time. Welcome back to Must-Have Classics, and welcome to what may be a new series, but it's more going to be, this video is going to be an introduction to a new member of our Must-Have family and our Must-Have fleet. And I'm going to show it to you real quick, and then we're going to go into detail, give you some back history on it, and also what we're going to be planning on doing with it. And I'm also going to want your help too. I want to know what y'all want to see me do with it, because as you're about to find out, I'm okay to do just about anything to it. I do have some ideas myself, and I'll probably go with those. But it's a great opportunity to get some more subscribers into our builds, and here it is. So this right here is a 1946 Willys Jeep. Well, I say it's a 46. We're pretty sure it's a 46 from what we heard. However, it's actually titled as a 43 assembled vehicle, 1943 replica. It's obviously not a 43, and I'll point out why we know that in just a second. And from what we were told, we're pretty sure it's a 1946. So as you can tell, it's actually not in that bad a shape. We do have, let me show you here. We have a little bit of rust. Let's see. In the floor, I found the other day. Yeah, we got a little bit right through there. Nothing that major. And then we've got some issues here underneath some Bondo, which that's where the spare tire is supposed to go. So that's not too terrible. So this Jeep right here, we're actually referring to, and we're calling it Freedom. And the reason is because it was free. Yeah, as odd as that may sound, I actually didn't pay anything for this Jeep. I had a good friend that he got it in inheritance in his family. So Justin, if you're watching this, thank you. Hope you get to like what you see, how this turns out. And he ended up, couldn't build it, and asked if I wanted it. So we drove out to Godley, Texas, just south of Fort Worth, and we picked it up. And I have to say I was actually pretty happy with it so far. I have got it to run. I pedaled with it the day after we got it here, which is actually just last week. This is mid-March right now. So I got it in, and we went through, and I had to put a new coil on it. Actually, I stole a coil off one of my Cushmans. This is what I did, because the coil was bad, but have a new coil right here to put in it. So we need to put a new coil in it, redo the plug, and then tank was dirty, so the fuel is actually not run to the tank yet. So I'm going to clean that tank out a little bit, drain it, see what the fuel looks like. From what we can tell and some of the history we've gone through on it, is it was last registered in 2018. And the story I've been told was that his grandfather was driving it until the steering got too bad. And if you know much about these Willys Jeeps, it's kind of a fairly common problem, but you can't really buy the steering gears, you have to go the steering repair kit. So here is the gear, the steering, and as you see, it's partially taken apart. And here is the new kit. So that's the first thing we're gonna do in a little while. So to give you an idea what my kind of plan is for it right now is I actually want to get it running and driving, and that's what we're going to do in this episode for sure, because I'm going to do that steering gear. I'm missing the cover for it, but that's supposed to be here today, if not tomorrow. So I want to go ahead and get the inside of the gear rebuilt today, and then I want to go ahead and clean the tank out, run the fuel lines and all that. So that'll all do next. But give you an idea of what I'm gonna go back on, since I kind of went on my little path there. Right now, as it sits, I want to get it running and driving and make sure there's no major issues with it. I know we're gonna have to mess with the brakes too. Like I said, I don't think they have any fluid in them, so I'll put some fluid in and bleed them, see if we have brakes before I order parts for that. So I want to get it out, run it and drive it. And then I actually have a plan to take this up to Red River in Amarillo, do some off-roading in it. I've actually never off-road it in anything, to be fair, especially not one of these. And see what it's like, have some fun with it, just so everyone can see what these old Willys Jeeps can do. Then from there, I'm looking at doing a restoration on it. Now, I don't want to do a full nut and bolt restoration. What I'm probably going to end up doing is I want to pull the body off the chassis and paint the frame, clean all that up, and then I don't want to go back 100% stock with it. So if anyone has any ideas of what y'all want to see, please leave a comment and let us know. But what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to spray the interior and bed liner because I want that protected a little bit more, because my wife and I are going to get out with it. And of course, my daughter Callie will be out in it later on when she's older. We're going to actually get it out and enjoy these things, because that's what this is about. Classics need to be out and get enjoyed. They don't need to sit in the trailer the whole life. So I do want to do that. And then paint wise, because this name is Freedom, my current plan, unless someone has a better idea, is they had a Normandy blue, which is kind of not, well, it's a darker blue than this that I really like. It's a lot closer like my Cushmans are without the metallics. So I want to do the Normandy blue, keep these wheels unless I can find a set of stock ones. But, you know, I'll probably just keep these wheels, paint them white, and redo the blue and red pinstripe. You see there. And then get rid of this rear bumper, get the correct rear, a better rear bumper, if not the correct rear bumper. And then of course, do something with this front bumper here. And I may even build something that, you know, will look okay. Probably redo the shocks and all that. That's kind of my plan as of right now. And we'll see if it actually, you know, goes into that. I don't know. But first off, before we can even start on that, like I said, this episode, we are going to get running and driving. I know this is a long intro, but I really want to do a nice introduction on this Jeep because I actually really like it, and I want to see, make sure see that everyone else likes it too. So I'm going to get the steering gear out on the table, start taking it apart, and then from there, depending if I have my parts, if I get all this together, I'll put it back in, and then I'll start working on the fuel lines and cleaning out that gas tank. So that'll start it off. Let's get the steering gear rebuilt right now. Well, after I got the steering gear rebuilt, I actually went ahead and jumped ahead and got it installed. I didn't really feel like doing that much in detail in doing it because, one, I had to look up a video how to do it, so there's a lot better videos to look up to see how to do it than looking and watching what I'm doing. Because for me, it just doesn't make much sense to do that. So I did get it installed, and then Heaven and I actually got the hood installed earlier, and I'll show you what I have going on in here. Of course, no windshield yet because we're still missing a couple of things. I did get the fuel pump installed. I did have to go electric, which we kind of figured anyways after all that issue. And then, as you can kind of see down in there, I did get the new steering gear installed, or the rebuilt one rather, and we do have steering. So that just leaves one thing at this point, and it's time to take it out for a test drive to really finish out this video. And I have actually driven it a little bit, and I know that we have one issue, and that's that we have no brakes. But I'm not going to go fast enough to worry about smell 10 anyways. So just don't tell anyone. But we are going to get it out and go for a little test drive and see what we think. And then we'll figure out what we want to do, and we'll keep on going from there. But let's get out on the road. We do have it out running and driving. As you can tell, it actually does run really well. The first few times I had it cranked up, it was actually cool. Big bump. Nice suspension. The first couple of times I had it cranked up, it was actually smoking quite a bit, but it's starting to run all that through. The rings are finally starting to open back up, and it's actually running really well. Like I said, no brakes, but luckily we're going slow enough. We can just let it slow down and stop from there. There goes an ancestor. But that's really where we're at on it. Now I got to try to figure out what I want to do with it next. I'm debating going ahead and starting the restoration on it because we've got to do those brakes, but I'm not positive quite yet. Like I said, leave a comment down. Let us know what you want to see us do. You know, I'm open to just about everything. I don't want to go military with it because it's not a military Jeep. It's not a 43. It is a 46. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, yay. Put that utility to test.
Okay, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was just afraid we were going to get wet today. So that'll really do it for today. If you like what you saw, please leave a like on the video. Like I said, comment down below what you want to see us do. And as always, check us out on Instagram at Must Have Classics, and Facebook at Must Have Classics Rolls, RALLS. And as always, do this right here. Get these